what are some of the common methods that people use to prove this? Do we want to get into this?
Proof? Well, yeah, okay. I wasn't expecting this question, but yeah, there's all
I
kinds
wasn't
of
either.
people do hire private investigators.
Yeah, we can
So,
hire private investigators here in Canada as well, right?
yep, yeah, you can do that. One other way that a lot of cheating spouses get caught is credit card bills and receipts.
Oh,
And hotel reservations.
oh yeah.
So your spouse says they've gone out of town for a business meeting and the bill comes through and there's breakfast for two being delivered to the room. So there are different things that happen, how it goes. When you're talking about physical or mental cruelty, then you've got hospital records, there could be proof of the injuries or whatever.
Right.
But again, like I said, even you don't have to hire a private investigator, but if you can grab a camera and get a picture of a couple in bed together, you're probably going to get it. And again, the other thing to keep in mind too, it's a lot of it is almost like psychological warfare, because once a spouse realizes they've been caught, and the other spouse knows that they've been sleeping around, quite often they won't deny it unless there are religious reasons or family reasons or whatever, or ethnic, because there are some cultures where adultery is really, really badly frowned upon. And other than those circumstances, usually once people get caught, they're willing to admit to it. Again, something that happens quite frequently, especially in the States, more so than in Canada, but I think it's happened here as well, from what I recall from reading different case law, is that there are sometimes couples agree that they've just had it. Their marriage is over and their relationship is over, and the one spouse will give the other permission to go out and sleep with somebody else and get their picture taken, just so they could get a divorce, start a divorce quickly without having to wait till they've been living separate and apart for a year. But in that case, there have actually been cases where the court has refused to grant the divorce because the parties are colluding to create a matrimonial offense. And that matrimonial, again, going way, way back to canon law that evolved back in England in the 1700s. And the courts have refused to grant a divorce in those situations. So, like I said, it's a weird and wonderful world out there.
So I think, so it sounds like it's much easier and more practical if couples they want to get divorced, they just live separately. They separate.
That's why it's called the no fault ground. You don't have to produce any evidence other than if you agree what your date of separation was. The behavior that led to the separation might have an impact on, like, parenting, if that behavior had an impact on the person to parent the child in the future. But other than that, it really doesn't do much. And the other thing now, especially when we're going through COVID times, but even before it was becoming a real consideration, is, as I'd said, is that you have to prove adultery or physical or mental cruelty. And that means producing evidence if the other party disputes that activity occurred. And our court systems are so clogged these days, is that even in cases where there has been adultery or physical or mental cruelty, but the other side denies it, it's going to be 3 to 4 years before it goes to trial in any event. So you probably have been better off just claiming the divorce on the grounds of 1 year separation and be done with it, because if the other side's going to dispute it, it's probably going to be well over a year before a judge would even hear your application for a divorce in any case.
Wow, that's a really good practical tip. So it's not like right away. Yeah.
No, it depends. And some people, though, really are insistent on doing it. They want to prove that the other side was the one that caused the marriage to fail. And so for them, it's like a moral victory to get a divorce on the grounds of a fault ground, like adultery or cruelty. But it's a matter of principle. And that's one of the things that you keep hearing about, is lawyers say principle costs.
Yes.
So it can be a lot more difficult to deal with.
That's really interesting. So thanks so much, Helena, for clearing that up. And thanks again for coming in to do this video.
These are always so much fun. I really enjoy them. And I think they really are useful things for people to see, because otherwise, who knows what'll happen. So,
well, that's just it, because I think that sometimes I feel like I think I know the answer, but I actually don't. So thank you again for coming in, and thanks everyone for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe so that you can be notified of our upcoming videos. And we'll see you again. Bye.
Bye, Heather. That was great.